What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Sesh. I'm Rick James, and today we're standing inside of Chameleon Glass's facility. They've been around for over 28 years, and this is the owner, Ken. How's it going?
Good to see you again.
And he's going to give us a walkthrough and show us what it's like here at Chameleon Glass. Right now we're standing in the color room, and this is where you keep, what is all of this?
This is all the high dollar color that we use to make the pipes really jump off the shelves and really talk to people.
So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and revisit this in just a second, but we're going to start out here in the hot shop and show you what it's all about. So let's take a look.
Oh, hell yeah. So today, what we're going to do today is to start with how we start every single day. Come in the morning, the preppers start working off of some of the things that are behind the camera right now. So on certain days, most people do a pipe for at least 1 or preferably 2 days. There are some half days, but overall this is the schedule, and I put the schedule up so the blowers know what they're going to be doing the next couple of days and they can get their head prepared for it. And then the preppers will also come through and make sure that they're ready to go, because listen, when you go to an auto dealership, the guys who are washing the cars, maybe they're going to be a mechanic someday, but overall they got to start somewhere. We got to prep. We start with preppers so they get all the musculature and all the stretching and everything that they need to develop to be good at this is what they do while they're prepping, and then they move on to making pipes. Right now, he will be preparing the 26x4 clear. He also knows that we need to prepare the glow frit with the teal additive, so that we can have the glow frit ready, and that this 26 clear is what is going to be used by Alex to make the Cyclops pipe on teal.
So how many of those is Alex going to be making?
Well, every day there's a quota, and they've got quota sheets, so he knows, but in general a Cyclops is going to be 22 to 23 units per day. They're about 25 to 27 minutes long.
Wow, so they're making 25 pipes a day,
Yes.
just banging them out.
Yes.
All day long.
All day long.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then what happens is that at the end of each week, we have kind of like, I won't call it a whole half day, but we've got a couple of hours set aside for creativity. So if the guys want to stick around and fool around with different colors, because realistically, I think one of the things that people don't realize about blowing glass is that all the different raw materials, they all behave differently. It's a little bit like if any people are familiar with playing a guitar, not only are you rolling the glass with this hand and putting the decoration on with this hand, just like a guitar, you're thinking 3 notes ahead of what this hand is doing while your mind is also concentrated on what's happening right now.
And when you say raw materials, you're talking like the colors themselves?
Yeah, come on over this way.
Let's take a look.
So raw materials wise, we've got borosilicate in clear. This is a big one. This is what we typically will start for dildos with, or if we're going to be using the furnaces for a big melt. This is the stuff that we start with. Everyday kinds of things that are here are rod, whether it's colored rod or clear. This is all of our back stock. Over here, this is some of the color that's been prepped. So each one of those tubes, whether it's white or clear or purple or amber or whatever, starts out as a 5-foot length of glass, and we have to have that broken down by Nick. And what happens is we cut it down, we'll fire polish one of the ends for the hands, and then we can work off of this, whereas it's real difficult to work off of a 5-footer. So Nick does all of the preparatory work of getting this done.
So it's just one person doing all of this?
Right now, because we moved somebody forward, typically, just like I was talking about with prep, somebody will do prep for a certain amount of time, we'll bring in somebody behind them to learn, and then that person will move on to pipes.
And we actually filmed with Schmitty a while back, and he worked for Chameleon Glass. He talked about doing prep for like 6 months.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, just think about it, the guitar playing idea is really it. Are you going to be Eddie Van Halen overnight? Sorry everybody, no. And Eddie Van Halen doesn't exist except for one guy. But the idea is that if you're going to be playing guitar, it's going to take you a couple of years to get to play Eruption or any of the good Van Halen songs.
It's like Karate Kid, wax on, wax off.
That's right. So it takes a long time to really get the musculature, the muscle memory to know that you can do this and this at the same time while you're looking over here.
How many colors do you guys work with?
A lot. And I'll show you that next for the raw materials because it's a bit of a surprise for most people. So, the difference between an effective visual representation of something is based both on shaping and also on the colors that you use. I like to think that we know our color palette better than anybody else, and I can guarantee that anything coming out of China is not using the expensive colors because they make cheap pipes, they use cheap colors. We use the more expensive American-made colors from North Star and Glass Alchemy, and I'll show some of those to you right now.
These are like the same colors that, you know, essentially the high-end artists are using.
Yes. This is the same, except we're a production shop. We use those same colors.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Keeping it high quality all the way through.
We try, and the fact of the matter is that some of the cheaper glass, because the labor is not as expensive, they're not as worried about if they lose 2 or 3 of them on a day's production as I am, because losing 2 or 3 to bad color match is not a good thing. So the color is very difficult to make. It's made at very high temperatures. If you ever want to see some of the process, check out the North Star and Glass Alchemy websites. They've got really cool things on the glass furnaces, sparks, hot stuff. It's pretty cool what they do. But so this is a rod of opaque aqua, also known as teal. You saw that earlier. We're going to be using this very stuff to make the Cyclops today or tomorrow. $60 a pound. You've got forest green. Here's some Illuminati right here that North Star Abe was kind enough to give me a little bit out of the vault right now. So this is about $130 a pound.
Why?
It is an extremely difficult process at high temperature, and the ingots of the active ingredients in Illuminati, you have to have a special license here in the United States. So to actually get Illuminati made the way he wanted it to be made, the ingots are actually made in his New Zealand subsidiary, and they're the ones who make the Illuminati ingots.
And Illuminati is UV reactive?
This is ultraviolet reactive.
So it'll glow under a black light.
Black light. This is frit. A lot of people don't know, but this is a little trick that a product that we use to color the glass with. Talked about the Contorex with the ridges on the inside. This glass is it's just crushed glass in a hammer mill, but by crushing it down into here, we can now insert it into hard to get places and melt it in. So all this top are all the different colors of frit that we use in the shop, and in general, because they're processing the glass further, frit is always more expensive than the regular glass. They have to use first quality because if they use anything with inclusions, it will cause the glass to crack, and then I'm going to be one unhappy customer. So they keep me happy. All the different colors. Our warmer colors are in here. You've got cherry, lava, canary. You've got some blue moons, caramels, butterscotches, amber purple, which strikes. That's another thing about colors, is depending on the actual chemical composition, they may change a different color. So this is some of the high dollar raw materials. Why don't we go back out and take a look? We'll start walking down the line here and see what we can see.
So this is where all the magic happens.
Oh, absolutely. So right now, Billy is using a glass torch technology, which is the torch that gets the hottest. Overall, the torches start somewhere around 1700 degrees Fahrenheit, and to put that in perspective, lava coming out of the volcano on Hawaii right now, and you see all those guys in the silver suits and the long poles because it's too damn hot for them to get a sample from. That's 1400 degrees Fahrenheit, so we operate to begin with 300 degrees higher than the hottest volcano in Hawaii.
This is Billy, and he's making the Cheshires.
Yep. So right now he is fire polishing the mouthpiece so that we get nice smooth glass to touch your lips.
How long have you been blowing glass for, Billy?
5 years.
5 years.
Yep.
How'd you get started?
You know what? A friend was doing it and got me the job sweeping the floors, and I worked my way up.
So you've been here for 5 years?
Yep.
Good for you.
Yep. I love it.
And that's all you've made today?
Yep.
So far.
At least to start.
Yep. Gotta get this closed, but yeah, that's the production so far. Just
That's-
taking them off handles now. I made the pipe off the point, turned it into a pipe. Now I gotta take it off and make a mouthpiece you can smoke out of.
What are some of your favorite pieces you like to make?
Cheshire is definitely up there. The Mario brothers, Luigi and Mario, and my Rick and Morty stuff. So it'd be Rick and Morty and Meeseeks
Poopy.
and Poopy and Pickle Rick. So those are some of my favorite ones to make. But I do most of the character stuff, and, you know, as opposed to some of our pattern and custom monsoons and stuff that Alex does. So I'm kind of the character guy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How many glass blowers do you have here at this place?
So currently there are 11 of us. Before the onslaught of China, we had 2 shifts and 80 people, and we're down to 1 shift and 15. So it's a lot smaller than it used to be, but I think that we're in a defensible situation right now as long as we have a good group of people who know what they're doing out here in the shop. We'll continue to do cool stuff. Yeah, China will knock it off within 2 months, but I think that overall people are starting to understand that we make some unique stuff that even the knockoffs are really not that good. And if you do want to make if you want to support your brother or sister in the United States, then buying an American-made piece is what we do. And I try and have things so that people are coming up to speed full time. Gary right now is off of prep and on to making pipes. He is making right now the blanks for all of the bake-on label pipes that we offer, the entry-level stuff. And so what he does all day long is he makes a very straightforward, simple piece. This is on black. Puts it into the oven. We'll grab another piece and begins the process once again. After these have been annealed properly and they're back to being nice and strong.
And what do you mean by annealed? What's that?
Well, that's a really good question. Come on over here. This is an annealing oven, and it's made by AIM Manufacturing. We're pretty much AIM and Scut in this particular shot. But if you look down here, this tells you that currently the temperature is approximately 1050 degrees inside the annealing oven. And not only is this piece of equipment very expensive in the first place, let me tell you, the electric company here in Phoenix, they love me. They used to really love me when I had 80 glass blowers and we had 30 kilns on it. But these things suck power like nobody's business. So, I mean, I can get my hand about that close, but that's about it. And what this does is, while you're glass blowing, you have to have uniform heat throughout the glass, because something that is very hot has a lot of kinetic energy, and therefore it's vibrating very fast. And something that is very cold is vibrating very slow with kinetic energy. And when you have the two as the same part of glass, what'll happen is the hot part vibrates so much that the cold part cracks. So we garage the glass that they're working on to keep it a nice uniform temperature, just under deformation, so it won't melt before they get to use it. But then he can put that directly into the flame and immediately start working. Right now, Ricky is working on Jack Skellington. And so what he'll do right now is he's ripping off the end to make a nice uniform spot to work in. He'll dab off that little dot of thick glass to make the hole. And now he'll open it up so he can start coil potting the white on to make Jack Skellington's face. But the thing of it is that he's going to take relatively cold glass and superheat it, and it has to be a nice uniform temperature. The oven or the cold glass goes very gently into the flame to warm it up to the same temperature, so the glass is friendly with the other glass. Hot glass and cold glass don't like each other. So at the end of the day, we fire this kiln. And what firing means is that we will soak it in super hot temperature, just under deformation temperature. And what that allows the glass to do, and this is something that we do that not necessarily everybody else does. Is that a nice way to say it? Cheap sons of bitches. What it does is when you have a crystal lattice in the glass that makes it very strong. Well, when you blow the bubble out and then you shape the bubble and then you stretch it, these bonding agents within the glass get stretched out, and they want to get back together because they like to be like this, and this is where it's most strong. But when you're done working the glass, most of it looks like this, and that makes for a very weak pipe that the first time you drop it or you give any percussive strength to it, it's going to snap. What these ovens do is it allows the glass to flow back together, to make friends again, and to be happy and to lock into place. If you don't anneal the glass, you've got weak glass and it's going to break. So that's why, as you can see, oven, 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 oven. These nice red heating elements are keeping the glass good and allowing it to get strong again. After that, let's go over to QC and I'll show you what goes on there. Into here is where all of the items that have been made. This is quality control.
What's up, Ernie?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
Good. Just getting checking in some glass over here.
So what is your job?
So I get the daily production that comes in from the day before. I set it on my desk and I review it. You know, I check it for cracks, I check it for pattern, check it for the right shape, the right size. If it has a carb hole, bowl hole, flat spot, mouthpiece, making sure everything's not sharp. Just making sure the piece is the way it's supposed to be.
Nice. So you're pretty much the last step before it goes out the door?
Almost.
Okay.
You know, it goes from me, and then it goes to wrapping, and then after they wrap it up, it gets put in boxes, and then it gets shipped from there.
How many pieces do you think you go through a day?
Probably close to a little over 300, maybe.
300.
Yeah.
And so you know it's legit when you got the stickers on it.
Yeah, you know it's legit when it has a sticker. That means it's the first. It passed, and it went through me.
It went through you.
It
So
went through me.
everything touches Ernie's hands before it goes out the doors.
Everything.
On that note, I mean, Ken, how many hands go through these pieces of glass? How many people are touching these things?
Well, I mean, when you think about, you know, it's a really good point, because a lot of people don't think about the after effects. Here at this location, after it's been delivered, and who knows how many people touched it on the way here, is we break it down. So we receive it, it goes through receiving, it comes in here, it gets prepared, then it goes to the glass blowing stations, the glass blowers make what they're going to be doing, then Ernie makes sure that everything is squared away, there's no cracks, no crazing, the shaping's right, all the things he talked about. Then it goes over to packaging. Vanessa's not right here right now, but she wraps everything up real good and puts the sticker on it. It goes into stock, which is over here. So we've got a couple of different aisles of all of the different items that we make, that we stock on the regular, and everything gets wrapped up properly with a catalog number on it, so when it gets to the store or it gets to your house, you know that that's what you got. And what is inside here, this is Rocket Raccoon from Guardians, and this is just one aisle in the stock of the warehouse. We keep everything available for purchase, so that when you call and order a glow-in-the-dark pink flower power steamroller, Mike will come over here and he'll fill your order.
Nice. So how many different pipes and items do you have here at Chameleon?
So right now, without counting any of the raw materials, because there's plenty of those, we have a little over 500 specific SKUs, stock keeping units, under management. So at any point in time when you go onto the website, there's more than 500 different unique designs for you to choose from. Then you add all the parts, ground joints, stoppers, all of the hoses, all of the labels that we have to carry. You know, I'm carrying somewhere around $500,000 worth of raw materials and finished goods at any one point in time, and that's just not true of a lot of the shops out there. They run out of green, they're going to use mint because they got an order to push out. Me? No, we'll not make that pipe until we get the right green. You can make something else. So each one of those individual glass blowers that you saw out there, and you only saw one line, they probably make somewhere around 20 to 25 unique designs that on any given day, I'm going to put their sample in front of them and they're going to make quote on it. So that's why we have stock and we run things so that everybody can be working full time. They are constantly learning and, you know, riding that bike, and we try and market so that our customers are having a good display case of Chameleon in their store. Or the other part of it is for the retail customer, that when they come in and place an order with me, it's not typically going to be, oh, we'll make that over the next couple of weeks and we'll get that out to you. Wrong answer. When you place an order with us, I want to ship it within 1 or 2 days, because realistically, that's what China is, and China's all over Amazon, and Amazon is free shipping and they ship the next day.
Well, that nobody wants to wait.
Nobody wants to wait to get their awesome Chameleon glass, and so, hey, ours is it's reasonably priced, and I try and keep it that way. But we don't, I'll be honest with you, I'm not as profitable as some of these job shop companies, because we carry the glass for you to buy today to be shipped tomorrow, and that costs money. So.
All right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up here at the Daily Sesh. This is where they keep everything in stock here at Chameleon Glass. And if there's anything you want to see, go check it out on our website. We've got a lot of items from Chameleon Glass at thedailysesh.com. And if there's something you don't see there, they have over 500 pieces. There's a lot to choose from. You can always go over to Ken's website at chameleonglass.com. So until next time, guys, give us a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. If there's something you want to see from us here at the Daily Sesh, you know, we're trying to do some behind the scenes. We're here for the people. So just give us a comment below, and we're always open for suggestions on what to film next. Until next time, guys, see you guys later. All right, that's a wrap.
It's time for the Daily Sesh yet?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.